tuned into the Black Nation of Israel. This video is about the restoration of the Israelites, Negroes, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, the true biblical Israelites, which is the Negroes who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. The restoration and the deliverance of the true Israelites. I'm going to start in Zechariah chapter 10, verses 8 through 12. It says, I will hiss, verse 8, I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. And we are doing that now in America, in the land of our captivity. Verse 10, I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria. I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria. Okay, hold up right there. It says, I will gather them out. I will bring them into the land of, I will bring them again also out of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria. You notice that it didn't say gather them out of a distant land, like overseas. It says Assyria. Because, see, Assyria represents the 10 tribes. Because the 10 tribes the northern kingdom was in captivity in in Assyria. So they could not have been in America. You notice this said Assyria. I'm going to read it again, verse 10. I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria. It didn't say some distant land. It said Assyria, because the northern kingdom was still in that area. They was from Assyria, and you notice it said Egypt. The northern kingdom was dwelling from Assyria on down to Egypt in Africa. You see. And these were the lands between Assyria, which is up there in Asia. And this is why Paul and some of the apostles went to Asia. Like Peter and John, they went to Asia, because that's where the 10 tribes was at. And then on down to Egypt in Africa. These are the places where, in between them places where the 10 tribes was at. You see. The 10 tribes were scattered from Assyria on down to Egypt in Africa. This is straight from the scriptures. The uncut raw truth from the scriptures right here. You see, verse 11. And he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea, and all the deeps of the river shall dry up, and the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt shall depart away, and I will strengthen them in the Lord, and they shall walk up and down in his name, saith the Lord. You see that? You notice it said Assyria and Egypt, because those places where the northern kingdom dwelt. You see, this is talking about the deliverance of Israel, of Israel, the restoration. And another thing, Zechariah, the prophet Zechariah, the beginning of his prophetic, the beginning of his prophecy was in 520 BC. That's when he started to the beginning to prophesy in 520 BC. That's 200 years after the Assyrian captivity. That's 200 years after the Assyrian captivity of the northern kingdom. And he was referring to the northern kingdom as if they were still in Assyria, on down into Egypt in Africa. So the 10 tribes was not in overseas or in a distant land like over here in America. They were still in those lands in between Assyria and Egypt. They still over there today. You see? And that's why it says in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11, that they are going to be recovered from those lands, the 10 tribes, and they are all Negroes in those lands, the 10 tribes, the northern kingdom. This is straight out of the scriptures. And we know the scriptures is up to date with this world here. You see, the scriptures don't lie. And there's other books that we can read and reference, like from Babylon to Timbuktu. It goes hand in hand with the Bible. This is why it's okay to read other books if it lines up with the scriptures. And some books do. And I'm not saying that all books do, but some books do, like the book of Josephus and from Babylon to Timbuktu. You see, and we can use those books as references. It's so much overwhelming evidence that that the northern kingdom never came to America, and that all 12 tribes are Negroes. We are on the advantage. It's so much evidence. It's overwhelming. You see, but some people is against it. But it's all good because the truth is coming out, the awakening, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with the nation of Israel. And we will be restored. And the southern kingdom is here in the western hemisphere, Judah. And the southern kingdom is in the western hemisphere, will be restored also back, and we will be reunited. Just like in say, and I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. This is what's happening right now. The awakening is say remember and turn again. This is what we are doing right now. The elect of Judah in the western hemisphere, and the elect of the 10 tribes that's in Africa. We are turning again. We remembering him in these in these countries that we are scattered in. This is happening. The scriptures is being fulfilled. Okay, this is the end of the video. Peace.